Hi there. So we have a happy topic today. There's been a lot of talk about AI taking jobs, and I'm not going to be one of those who are going to come and tell you AI is not going to take jobs because I do think some jobs will disappear. However, what we are seeing is a great number of jobs that are either increasing because of AI or are just being created altogether because of AI. And so today we're going to talk about the top 10 highest demand jobs in 2025. And this is provided by Business Insider, but it's provided by quite a few different sources, but that's the specific one that I'm citing here. So we'll get into it. I'm going to review the list with you. Would love to hear from you if you feel like there are some that should not be on there or should be on there, but based upon what I'm reading, this is pretty much what I'm seeing as well. So I do think it's quite credible. So the first one, hopefully is no surprise, and that is AI engineer. So that is the number one job for 2025. And so those are those individuals who are going to come in and essentially design the artificial intelligence systems or help them to be better, help them to get more capacity, and pretty much work for your environment. That's that AI engineer. So that's going to be a pretty cool, high in demand job in 2025. And number two is AI consulting. So we specifically provide AI consulting in the space of talent and organizational effectiveness, looking at it more so from the perspective of your people and your processes and how you can pretty much upgrade your AI systems to help your processes get better. This is going to be the number two highest in demand job. Those companies actually looking for AI consultants. Those who are ahead of the game will be hiring for AI consultants to be in-house, obviously, while those who may be not as ahead, a little behind, will probably more so rely on companies like Next Gen People in order to get your AI consulting done. For us, specifically in the HR space, like intended. The third one is data scientist. And so we know that we have always appreciated our data scientists. Any good leader is using data to make decisions. The cool thing with AI is that you'll have far more data. And that is going to be pretty amazing. The things that generative AI is already doing in predictive analytics and almost every industry is quite amazing. And so that data scientist role is going to be even more popular as we're able to use even more rich data to make decisions. The fourth one, which is definitely not a stranger from this list, is the cybersecurity analyst. We know that cybersecurity has been hot for over a decade. And AI, with its great rewards, also comes some tremendous risks as well, especially in the cybersecurity space. And so this role is going to not just continue to be important, but it's going to be even far more important as we see the threats that come with using AI. And then number five is the cloud solutions architect. I remember just 5 years ago, really large companies, that you would be surprised were afraid to use the cloud because the cloud was not deemed secure. And now what we're seeing is everyone on the cloud. Who is not on the cloud, on AWS or what have you? And so this is going to be a trend that's going to continue, that dependence upon the cloud for storage. And hence, again, it's going to reinforce that need for you to have strong cybersecurity. But yes, your cloud solutions architect is going to be a very important role within your organization. And then number six is ML engineer. So that's machine learning engineer. So this is the person who, after the artificial intelligence has been developed, they are now setting up this machine learning and using it in a way where your organization is customizing it for you. You're getting what you need from it, customizing it to your industry, to your roles, to your people, and making sure that you're getting what you specifically need from it versus, say, a generalized chat GPT, which is more of a generalist AI. And so that's where that machine learning engineer is going to come into play, is going to teach your machines to work specifically for you in the specific way that you want, like another employee. And then number 7 is full stack developer. And so the full stack is covering that front end and that back end of technology development within your organizations. And the reason why this is so huge is because those stacks by the end of 2025 for a lot of organizations is going to look completely different. End of 2026, a lot of companies, your technology stack is going to look completely different than it does today with this just huge explosive growth of generative AI. And so that's where you're going to need those full stack developers to make sure that everything is integrating well, everything is interoperable, and it's just, making sense. You're not buying this system that doesn't talk to that system. And so that full stack developer is going to be quite a relevant and important role in the upcoming years as we use generative AI more and more. And then number 8 is which I'm excited to see on this list, your renewable energy technician. So this is that focus on how can we do better for the environments within our organizations. We know this is really important. As I've talked about it before, even if it's not important to your organization, it is very important to Generation Z and other generations beyond. So it's important to care for the environment, and so that is what this role is doing, really focusing on how can your organization renew energy in a more effective way, reduce carbons. And this role, I believe, is going to just continue, increase its importance continuously every year beyond, and that's at least my hope. Number 9 is UX UI designer, so that user interface designer. So now you have the machine learning who's designing the machine to work specifically for you, what you want. Your user interface designer is now going to come in and say, hey, we're using generative AI, our technology looks different, it's time for us to revamp everything. Now we have to upgrade our user face for obviously the reason to be more consistent, to be able to talk to now what this new technology looks like, but also as usual, for it to give the customers the best experience as possible, or your employees the best experience as possible. So you're going to see this increase in user interface designers as the technology is changing. As AI is growing, the user interface is going to have to adapt and grow as well. And you want it to anyways. You want it to adapt so that your stakeholders have the best and the brightest. And the last one, number 10, which is not in technology as almost every other one is, but a very important one that you would obviously see, and that is the healthcare professional. With the increased growth of baby boomers, thank God for people living longer, we are seeing this healthcare professional demand really explode, especially in certain areas of the country and the world, but really all over. We're seeing people live longer, thankfully. And so therefore we're seeing this increase in healthcare. We're seeing this increase in the demand for healthcare professionals, for those caretakers. So there you have it. Those are the top 10 high in demand roles for 2025. I hope this is good news for many people, and hopefully that you're working well either in a different role or in one of these roles that are much needed and much needed to be filled. Have a great one.